Hello everybody, welcome to another tarot reading. My name is Amber and this is Earthy Indigo. I hope that you are doing very well today or tonight or whenever it is that you are tuning in to this reading. Welcome back returning subscribers and new subscribers. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you happen to come across it is when you are meant to hear these messages. If I say things like he, she, masculine, feminine, I am talking about energy. Flip it, switch it, reverse it, whatever you gotta do. Please do only take the messages that resonate for you. Leave the ones that don't. Alright, let's get into this. So we're going to start off with some zodiac signs. If your sign does not come out, don't take that as meaning these messages are not for you. It just means that maybe you don't need confirmation from this deck. Alright, so we are starting off with Aquarius and the number 11, which is a master number. It also could be the month of November. So those could be significant for somebody. Somebody could be in Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars. Take it how it resonates for you. Then we have Venus, which would be Taurus and Libra. Also the number 16, which would reduce down to 7. So the month of July could be significant for some here. Specifically 7-11 for somebody. Maybe somebody's a fan of like Slurpees or something. Ices. And then we have Leo. And the number 5, which would be the month of May. These could also be life path numbers for anybody who resonates with that. So we have air, earth, and fire energy because Libra is also an air sign. Let's see here. Let's get some signs from the stars. See what more information we can get into, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the tarot. Alright, I have one on the floor. Bottom of the deck is Taurus. I'm not going to pull it, but we have a couple on the floor. Hold on. I'm not going to pull it from the bottom of the deck, but I am going to show it because we did get Venus. So double Taurus confirmation there. Okay. So up first we have December. So November, December, the winter seasons could be significant, maybe even the transition from autumn to winter. I'm also kind of feeling maybe for some winter solstice. So Scorpio, Sagittarius, and possibly even Capricorn season with December coming out. We have Dragon. So somebody could be born the year of the dragon. Somebody could have a pull to dragon. Sorry for that car alarm if you guys are picking that up. Some of my neighbors enjoy beeping their car alarms, to each their own, but hopefully that's not too distracting for anybody. But as I was saying, dragon. Somebody here may also like, for somebody I'm getting like they may like Game of Thrones. They may be a fan of the House of Dragons. We have short hair. Somebody could have short hair. Could be you or somebody within your energy. We have owls. Somebody may work at night, or maybe you stay up at night. Maybe owls, maybe you've been seeing a lot of owls recently. We have the sun, which does rule Leo, so double confirmation for Leo. The sun for me is also a celestial representation of the divine masculine. So somebody could be a divine masculine or dealing with a divine masculine, or maybe just their own internal divine masculine. Take it how it resonates for you. That is energy. We have a rose tattoo. Somebody could have a rose tattoo. Somebody might be a tattoo artist. Roses could be significant for somebody here as well. And then we have Jupiter, which rules Sagittarius. So somebody could be a Sagittarius. And I was picking up on Sagittarius with December as well, because Sagittarius is November and December. And then we have Leo. Triple confirmation on Leo. So somebody could either very strongly, somebody could either have Leo very strongly in their chart, or something significant could have taken place during Leo season. For some here, specifically the Lionsgate portal. Could have been a very significant time. I feel like honestly, collectively, it was a pretty significant time for all of us. So Leo, and then roses. Again, so roses really could be strong. Strong sign here for somebody. Like I said, somebody really could have a rose tattoo, or maybe it's roses. Maybe your tattoo is roses. I'm getting like kind of like, I don't know, like purple or blue maybe. Maybe even like a dark purpley red. I guess that would be maroon. I don't know. All right, let's move on here to the tarot. The whole reason we're here, right? So I just went blank on the name of this deck. I'm pretty sure it's the Witch's Tarot. If I'm wrong, oh well, sorry. We're going to pull some cards here, see what messages need to come through for you today. What messages do we have for the collective? All right. We have the Hierophant and we have the Knight of Swords. So the Hierophant with the number 5. Again, we have the number 5. Somebody could be 55, or maybe like the year 1955 was significant for somebody here. That could just be like a strong number. That would be the number 10. So maybe October 5th is significant for somebody, or even May 10th. Because we do have Taurus here. So double, triple Taurus showing up. Strong Taurus, strong Leo energy here. Earth and fire. And then we have the Knight of Swords. So that's air energy, Leo, or sorry, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Somebody could be learning. I want to get another card. Can we get another card before I say more, please? Okay, yeah, the Fool. So Aries energy with the Fool. So what I'm kind of getting here, honestly, and I think that a lot of people are probably going to resonate with this message collectively. There is a strong, for lack of a better term, spiritual shift that is going on collectively, worldly, globally, recently. I think that a lot of us within the collective know what triggered that event. A lot of us have been dealing with a lot of really strong and heavy emotions, a lot of sadness, you know, but I think that everything happens for a reason. I like to believe that everything happens for a reason, even things that we don't really understand, even things that seem horrible, that are horrible and tragic and heartbreaking. They have a bigger purpose, and I feel like that's what these 3 cards are here. You know, I feel like a lot of people, a lot within the collective have kind of sort of tuned in to their higher power, whatever that might be for you. You know, I'm not here to say one is the right way and one is the wrong way. I don't believe that personally. I believe that, I'm not even going to get into that here. But that's just how I feel, that a lot of people have started to connect with source, with divine, with whatever that is for you. And I feel like, you know, for whoever it is that's watching this, this is a time where I feel like maybe you've even come together collectively with communities. For some of you, maybe you've even started attending an organized community of spirituality, whatever that might be for you, you know, church or an online group, or whatever it might be for you, even just friends. You know, I feel like there's a lot of talking, there's a lot of, which is, I kind of feel like saying duh with that. There's obviously a lot of communication going on here. I also feel like there's a lot of clarity. There's a lot of like aha moments that are going on. And for some, it's kind of like, for some of these energies, these aha moments is kind of like, for some of you, it might be like kind of your first experience with these aha moments, for lack of a better term. You can call it whatever it is for you, divine clarity, downloads, just, you know, just sudden understanding. It's freeing, you know. It does require a leap of faith, but it's knowing that taking that leap of faith, you know, the divine's going to be right there catching you when you step off of this cliff, you know, metaphorical cliff, and it is a sense of freedom, because at the same time too, this is a witch, right? And she's got her broomstick. So even if she does step off of that cliff or fall off that cliff, she's not going to fall, because she's going to just fly away with the birdies, with the little hawks. You know, we've got hawks on all of these. There's definitely messages. For some of you, maybe you're receiving messages, or maybe you received some sort of message. Maybe for some of you, you received, maybe the specific message came from an air sign for some of you. We also have learning with the Knight of Swords here. Some of you could be in school or in university. Some of you may have, you know, I'm just getting that strong sense of learning here with and institutionalized learning with the Hierophant. There's just like, it's like a I don't really know how to say it without, like, I don't want to like say the wrong thing, or unintentionally like upset somebody, because these are such sensitive times and such sensitive energies. But that is what I'm feeling, and that's just, I'm going to leave it there. So you're either going to understand this message and it's going to resonate with you, or it's not. I feel like for some of you, you could have a cat. There's a black cat behind this person on the Knight of Swords, and there's also a black cat here behind this witch. So on the broom with both of them, there's a black cat. I'm kind of feeling like for some of you, it's like, you could have like a spirit guide or something that's like, oh sorry, I just hit the light, that's like always been with you. And maybe it's somebody that's like really, really strongly with you while you're going through this transitioning period that we're all collectively going through. So can we get a card on the Hierophant? Yeah, the Magician. Aquarius energy. 10 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So for some of you, you could be coming together with friends, with family. You know, for some of you, this could be something that maybe you've been, can I get another card on the Magician before I say anything? Yeah, that's too many. But yeah, I'm gonna put these back, but we're gonna take a look at them. These are too many, but we have the Five of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Hermit. So it's kind of what I was feeling like. I feel like for a lot of you, maybe you've been kind of like, for some of you, maybe you've been isolated, whether, you know, intentionally or divinely guided, or whatever the case may be, from certain people. And maybe the recent events have kind of brought you together in a way. It's kind of brought you out of the cold, or brought this person out of the cold. For some of you, there could be something here to do with a father figure. Maybe you're a father. Somebody could have a German Shepherd, but maybe you're a father, or there's something here to do with a father figure. This could also, and there's that black cat again. This could also be, I just went blank. Oh, controlling your emotions. Somebody maybe have taken control of, no, sorry, not their emotions, a situation. There's some sort of a situation where, I need more information on this. Can I get more information on the Hermit and the Emperor, please? I might need to grab another deck. We have the Queen of Swords that wanted to stay out on the bottom of the deck. Somebody is speaking their truth. Could be a feminine speaking to a masculine. Doesn't have to be the case. Could be an air sign. We have Aries as well here with the Emperor, and we have Virgo with Hermit. The Hermit. Tell me about the Emperor here. I want to know. I want to know about the Emperor. Four of Swords, yeah. Okay, so, and the Devil. Okay, Capricorn energy, the Moon, Cancer energy, Three of Swords. Okay, some of you guys have recently, okay, I'm feeling two different stories. For I think most of you, I think that you've recently kind of maybe you started talking to somebody that you have, you've cut off in some way or another. This could be it could be your father. Maybe it's the father of your child. Maybe it's just like a boss or something like that. I feel like it's a masculine energy. I am feeling this as being an external masculine energy. Now, again, that's just energy. It's not, you know, the avatar. So apply how it resonates for you. This person could be an Aries. They could have a German Shepherd. This person could be, I don't know, there's something kind of like, maybe there's like something stony about them, or just maybe that word in general. Stony? I don't know. That's interesting that that's coming out. But look, we have another owl here. Somebody, for some of you, maybe you've been thinking a lot about this situation at nighttime. Maybe you had a dream recently, because this person's sleeping here on the Four of Swords. Maybe you had a dream about this person, about this Emperor recently. I'm not feeling this as being your divine masculine. I'm feeling this as, I mean, maybe for some of you, I'm feeling this as being, there's a father energy here. There's a patriarchal energy coming from this Emperor. And I just keep getting pulled to the German Shepherd. I don't know why I'm getting pulled to the German Shepherd. Somebody's got to put German Shepherd here. Somebody could be a police officer or work in law enforcement. I'm not sure what the significance is of a German Shepherd. Maybe somebody has German ancestry. I don't know. So tell me about the Hermit. Where's the Hermit here? We have the World. The Six of Wands. Something happened recently. I'm feeling like this is in your personal life, although I do know that, you know, obviously there's been Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Obviously there's been world events recently, but I am feeling like there's been some sort of an event in your own personal world. You feel victorious in some way. This could have something to do with something creative, artistic. Look, here's that cat again, but it's black and white this time. Has somebody done some healing? You might have done some healing. Did you heal a father wound? Somebody here could have healed a father wound or healed a wounded masculine within themselves. Somebody here may have healed some sort of a connection with their own father or maybe forgiven them. Something's been released. There was some sort of a victory achieved within your own world. It was a heavy burden. You released a heavy burden. 4 of Wands. There's a victory here. Celebration. It happened quickly. You released a heavy burden. Honestly, I think for some of you, you forgave somebody. Now, let me just say, just because you forgive somebody, that doesn't mean that you're saying, okay, you know, it's okay that what happened, or that I want you to be an active part of my life. That's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is saying, you know, you're human and I'm human and we all make mistakes, and, you know, I recognize the fact that you were human and you made a mistake, and I'm going to forgive you for that. You know, and I'm going to do that for myself, and I'm going to do that so that I can move on with my life, because I've got this whole new beginning coming out here. Whoever you are that's watching, you've been manifesting a new beginning. We have the Fool, the Magician, and the Ace of Wands. You've been manifesting a new beginning, a victory. You may have been putting in a lot of work. You may have had to cut people off. You may have had to cut family off. For some of you, you may have had to disconnect from your person. Whoever that might be, whatever that is for you. Yeah. It could have happened quickly. There's a sense here of like, there was some sort of a truth. You stood in your truth. You stood in your truth. You had to stand in your truth. You stood in your truth even though that meant that you were shut out. You stood in your truth even though that meant that you were betrayed. Even though it was a heavy burden. Even though some of the most important people in your life shut you out. You stood in your truth. And because you stood in your truth, and because you kept your connection with your higher power, with your source, there's a victory here for you. You've been able to take this 10 of Wands and put them down. It's like a transmutation here, alchemizing, which makes sense with the Magician. Somebody here could do something with music. Somebody could be an artist. Maybe somebody writes like poetry or stories. Somebody could be going on an adventure with the map here. Maybe you're like mapping out where you're going. Somebody could be an I was going to say artist, but I already said that. With the plants, gardener. Maybe somebody does something with trees. You're what's that, an arborist? Maybe you're just realizing, maybe something here, because if you look at her face, I don't know if you can see this with the glare. Do you see how like she almost looks like really surprised by all of these like things that she's manifesting? It's like her capabilities, like maybe you weren't aware of all of your potential. Or maybe it's like these were like untapped dreams. It's really beautiful. I'm kind of getting here for somebody, you might be a fire sign or have strong fire energy, just because I'm really getting pulled to her red dress. I'm just kind of getting this like, I don't know, like fire fairy sort of an energy here. Maybe for some of you, this is like a Halloween costume that you're planning. If you're watching this at the time of upload and you celebrate Halloween, maybe you're thinking of like some sort of a red or orange costume. I don't know, that's going to be specific. Okay, well, anything else that we need to know before we move on? 10 of Pentacles. Well, that's really nice. So you are, even though like I do feel like you've been, yeah, and then we have Temperance here on the bottom of the deck. Strong Sagittarius coming out. Again, there's that alchemy that I was talking about. you know, and it's healing. And underneath that was the Seven of Swords. So for some of you, there could be a lot of lies against you, and you've been healing, or you have healed from the lies that have been said about you. Maybe for some of you, it's even just like misconceptions or misinformation. So take that how that resonates for you. I feel like it's like a healing. I really do. Like, I don't know necessarily if you've healed or are healing this connection with this father figure, this father energy. I really kind of feel like for some of you, you aren't. I just feel like you've kind of like, you've like let it go. It's kind of like all that anger. Maybe that's where that fire is coming from. Maybe you've been full of like anger, like a lot of anger, or just like really passionate feelings, about what this father figure did, about how this father figure left you out in the cold. Maybe this father figure, interfered with a family, and that's how you were left out in the cold by a family because of this father figure. But that's what I'm feeling. But I feel like it's like a letting go of that. You know, and again, just because I'm saying father figure, that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be your father. That's just your father. That's just the energy that I'm getting from this Emperor here. I'm just getting like a really cold energy from this Emperor, but it's kind of almost like this Emperor isn't aware of how cold they're being. Like, this Emperor is kind of almost a little disconnected from the family. Maybe disconnected from the familial energy, if that makes sense. I don't really know how to describe it. There could be like a blockage in this person's 4th house. Maybe this person, there could be something here to do with Cancer too. Cancer rules the 4th house, which rules family. I feel like there could be a blockage here with this Emperor in this Emperor's 4th house. That has nothing to do with you, but that caused a discord with you and a family situation. Whatever that family situation might be, a community, a friend group, a work situation. But I feel like it's been healed now. It's been healed regardless of where this Emperor is. And honestly, maybe this Emperor has been cast out in the cold too. I don't really think it matters. Because whatever that is, it just doesn't matter anymore. Because you're moving on. You've healed. You're moving forward with your life. You've put down the 10 of Wands. It's beautiful. It really is. And there's a lot of healing here, especially with, you know, with Temperance here. 7 of Swords. Yeah, the High Priestess. I'm going to stop. If I keep going, we're just going to keep getting more information. But it's just all confirming what I've been feeling, you know. Like, you could have known for a long time that this person was spreading lies about you, or that lies were being spread about you. It could have been like a lot of gossip as well. But there's a lot of healing from that. So we're going to get an animal message for you guys. See what the animal world would like to say. Ooh. So sorry. Almost dropped you, but I caught you, so we're good. Okay, we have Humpback Whale and Singer. I told you guys, there's something here to do with music. Maybe you are a singer. Maybe you're a songwriter, or I don't know, like a composer. There's something here to do with music. Maybe music just speaks to your soul. Maybe it just really moves you. Maybe there's something about the like recent transitional and energetic transitions that has pulled you more to like listening to music. Maybe there's like a specific genre or something that you're being pulled to. I don't know. I just feel like there's just a really strong musical pull here with you. So it says here, sing healing songs for the world. Your inner navigation always guides you. Nothing can stop you or keep you from your goal. Align with your purpose and the power in your soul. So now this is making me think of a fellow YouTuber that I follow. And she is a very, she channels as well. And I believe she also does tarot. But she actually has started coming out with music, and her songs are channeled messages, and this is making me think a lot about her. I don't think that she watches my videos. It would be amazing if she did, but it's just making me think of her in the sense of like, because her songs are messages, her songs are channeled messages, and they are collective messages. And so maybe there's something here about like that with you, like maybe you've been inspired to like write music, or maybe the type of music, or maybe it's not even music, it's just like poetry or something, but whatever it is that you're doing, it has messages in it, and it's almost like they're like divine messages, or they're channeled messages. They're like coming through you in a way. I don't really know how else to explain that. So if that resonates for you, then take that. I know for me personally, I have recently started, I've always been artistic, but I recently started drawing. It started out as a doodle, just like a late night doodle, and it has taken on a life of its own, and I've been working on it for about 2 days now, pretty much nonstop, except for right now because I wanted to do my reading. But I'm going to go back to working on it when I'm done with this message. But it's just kind of like, I'm just kind of feeling that. And for me personally, I like to call these moments where I call them creativity attacks, because it's just like, for me, out of nowhere, I'm just like, I have to draw this. I have this image in my mind, and I have to draw it. Or I have this phrase in my in my heart, and I have to put it onto paper. And then the next thing you know, it's a story, or it's a poem, or it's a picture, or a painting, or maybe for you it's a song. I used to write songs when I was younger. It's been a while since I've done that, but that's kind of what I'm getting here. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe there's some sort of and we did get the Ace of Wands, so maybe there's some sort of a new creative awakening. Is that what this is? Are you going through a creative awakening? I don't know if that's a thing or if I just made that up, but that sounds really beautiful, and I honestly think I've gone through that as well. I feel that energy right now for sure. There's definitely strong creative energy going on here. Maybe it's that you're listening to certain songs or certain types of music. My right ear is ringing. I don't know if that's a message for somebody. Okay, let's move on. Okay, there's now I'm getting songs. I haven't had a channel song in a minute here, but it's from All Dogs Go to Heaven. I can't think of what the song is now. Let's make music together. Let's make sweet harmony. Maybe you want to sing with someone, or maybe you're thinking about writing a song with someone. I cannot think of what that song is, but it's when they're like on the crocodile in the sewer, Charlie and the little girl. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, let's get an angel number here. I'm suddenly feeling like really excited, like really happy and really excited. I'm getting pink, the color pink. I don't know, maybe somebody has pink hair or pink in their hair. Maybe you're wearing pink right now or something like that. Maybe you like the artist Pink. I don't really know. But I'm just kind of getting this like, somebody's really excited about something. We have 999. It says release. Balance, finances, success, wealth, cycles, what goes around comes around. Your current circumstances are ending, so you might take advantage of better ones. If you are experiencing a significant change or conclusion, viewing your life as a series of cycles or chapters may be helpful. How can you make room for something new to emerge? Interesting. I kind of, like I said though, I feel like that's what you're doing. I feel like you're releasing whatever happened with this masculine father figure energy. Sorry, got the hiccups there a little bit. And for some of you, I was just thinking as I was saying that maybe it's not a literal person. Maybe it's figurative. Maybe it's an energetic, which would make sense, honestly. And I might just be going like a little too deep for this reading. This might be too much of a rabbit hole, but I'm just gonna say that kind of makes sense though. That there's a collective wounded masculine healing going on. Very interesting. I'm going to leave that there, and I think I'm probably going to meditate on that message a little bit myself in the future. But that's interesting. There's something here with this masculine, this emperor energy. It's more than just this father figure. I'm going to leave that there. Okay, I'm gonna cover him back up so I don't get distracted. 1818. Willpower. I thought it said wild power. Willpower. Somebody's name could be Will or William. Or Billy, I guess. Or Bill. Anyway, achievements, success, striving forward, prosperity, go-getters, courage, and luck. Wow. Significant events are on the cards for you. You will progress in your endeavors and gain new experiences. The right people and resources will be put on your path. An excellent proposal or change is coming up. You're destined for greatness. Wow. I love it. And I can't help but like notice that I know there's 3 9s here, but 9 plus 9 is 18, and then we have 1818. Like I just kind of feel like, and then 1 and 8 is 9. 9 9. There 9 could be sorry, I just kind of like just repeated the word 9 quite a few times there. But that could be a really significant number for you. If you are watching this at the time of upload, it is September, which is the 9th month. So maybe there's something significant about this month in general. That would be also Virgo and Libra. And not that anybody really cares, but September's birthstone is sapphire, and that just happens to be like one of my favorite stones ever. So maybe you like the color blue, or sapphires are significant for you. I'm not sure. Let's see here. I was going to end it on a note from the universe, but I left that deck over there. So 1 second while I grab that. Okay, I'm back. Whew. As I knock over my whole table. So I don't remember if I shuffled this or not, so we're going to shuffle it, or I'm going to shuffle it. You're going to watch a couple of times. And we are going to end this here. And for anybody who's wondering, I'm not going to do a schedule right now. Things are changing. And I'm just kind of going with the flow energetically right now. So when I feel called to do a reading, I will do a reading. If I feel like the energies are wonky or off, I'm not going to do a reading. And the same thing goes where if I feel like I'm not personally energetically in the right energy, I won't do a reading. So just know that. I do appreciate those of you who are patient with me with my postings. But with that being said, I feel like there's a possibility that I might be putting out a few extra readings this weekend and possibly even this week. I'm just kind of feeling called to just sort of do a reading whenever I feel called to do it. So I'm just going to throw that out there. Just be prepared. You might get a few from me in a day. You might not get a few from me for a while. It might just be normal. I don't really know. I'm going to play by ear, you know? So let's get a message from the universe. Interesting, play by ear. That's a musical reference. Oh, hold on. Those went right on the ground. But of course, because putting them on the table, well, that would be just too simple. All right, we have 3 of them. So the first one says, there is perhaps no more empowering belief than understanding that you're always in control of how you feel. That's what I was feeling with the Emperor to begin with, where it was kind of like you're sort of taking control over your feelings or taking control over a situation, or maybe even just like taking stock of your feelings. But it's like maybe even for some of you, you're taking accountability in something, or somebody around you is finally doing that. Anyway, as well as I might add, understanding that just because you're not always skipping through tulips with joy doesn't mean that something's wrong with you. You rock the universe, because nothing has ever, ever, ever been wrong with you. So anybody who needed to know that, there you go. There is your reminder that there is nothing wrong with you. You know, and just because, like the card says, you're not always skipping through the tulips, you know, or, you know, dancing in the rain, doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. You know, everybody processes emotions differently, and everybody processes grief differently. And, you know, there's no specific timeline for healing. Your healing journey is your own. And, you know, it will happen when it's supposed to happen for you. And that's just that, in my opinion, and what I'm taking from that message. So let's move on. It says, the one who prepares for adversity builds not a bridge of retreat, but one upon which adversity advances. So hey, glorious day, huh? The universe, prepare to be amazed, works the same. So I'm just going to leave that there. Think about that, meditate on that, leave it if you want to, but I'm just going to leave that one there. And I'm also going to say, just a reminder, that unconditional love, that's how we make the world go round. You want to restore peace? Love, baby, love. Okay, love thy neighbor as thyself, love thy enemy as thy friend. Moving on. There are those scattered on every continent who are so compassionate and wise and loving that the depth of their character completely escapes those who are still relatively new to time and space. How do you deal with that? Incognito. The universe. It's just as well you'd bore of the paparazzi fast enough. All right, you guys, those are all the messages that I have for you for this reading. I hope that they were helpful and they resonated. I hope you have a wonderful day or night or whenever it was that you were tuning in to this. If you liked it, show me a thank you by doing a like if you want, or subscribing, commenting. If not, then, I hope you have a wonderful day either way. And I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.